episode 13?
12.
13.
13.
13. We gotta research our own podcast here at Sqwadcast. I'm pretty sure it's 13, because we made the joke with Sarah about 12. And then you like...
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, 13. 13.
If you haven't seen episode 12, go watch that shit, because it's
that
hilarious.
One's funny. That one's really funny. Anyway, due to crazy work schedule, we have a little impromptu Sqwadcast going on. Just Blake and I sharing funny stories from our lives. Some of them are shared.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of them are shared. Yeah, just goofy stuff that has happened. It's not work related. That is our one rule today, because we did work in the last one. Episode, or 2 episodes ago. Episode 11 was work stories, so if you want to hear work stories, click on episode 11. I don't
I mean, yeah, that's...
I guess I'll start off with grilled cheese girl. Is that a good story?
Yeah.
Okay. It's grilled cheese girl. I want to preface? Yeah.
Preface.
Preface.
Ooh. Add a little...
Yeah.
Little hat to it.
Yeah. This story saying nothing happened this night. It's just a funny story of what happened. That'll make sense later on.
Yeah.
So it was my second weekend in college. It was like the first, it was moving weekend, and then the week of class, and then the next weekend. So it was like the first weekend once everybody had class and knew what was going on, right?
Syllabus week.
Yeah, it was right after syllabus. Oh, syllabus week. You do awkward icebreakers.
Again and again.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So it was, I was down at my first college, which I will say is down North Carolina. And it's a small college. And this was around 10 o'clock at night. And me and my friend were going to the on-campus convenience store to grab something to eat. And then we were just going to have a chill night in his room. Like a group of us. That sounded weird, have a chill night in his room.
Yeah, man, you brought the black dildos and the GameCube. And
Yeah. Oh, we did play N64.
Oh, so that was one dildo away from a Derek Comedy sketch. Shout out to Derek Comedy from a long time ago, where Childish Gambino made his, I don't know. Debut? I don't want to say debut, but debut.
Yeah. So we were going to play, we were probably going to watch, this was at the time where Whose Line Is It Anyway came on at midnight every night on...
The original one.
Yeah, the original one with Drew Carey and stuff. Came on at midnight on ABC Family. We used to do that all the time. Anyway. So we were going to do that. We just wanted to grab some snacks and beverages before our crazy night ahead of us. And little did I know what that night had in store. Anyway, so we walked out of our dorm, and we were talking to one of my friends, well, one of our friends. He was sitting on the curb in front of our building, and we were both standing up. And this, she was like 5'4", drunk blonde girl comes walking towards us. And we just thought it was funny, because drunk people are funny. And she was walking... very drunkily. That's a word. It is now. Maybe I'm drunk. Drunkily. And she bumps into me. And I was like, whatever, drunk people bump into things. That's what you do when you're drunk. Except she latched onto me and started to pull me towards Hordor?
Hordor. The rest of this podcast is going to be said as Hordor.
Yeah.
Hodor.
Yeah.
Hodor.
So.
Hodor.
Yeah. Hodor. So she latches onto me and starts pulling me with her. And she is kind of cute, but also wasted. Right? So, I'm just I just want to make sure this girl is safe. Because she could do something really bad. And I'm talking to her. I have no idea who this girl is. Never seen her before in the week we've been at college. Nothing, right? So I start to talk to her a little bit, and I'm like, so where are we going? And she's like, back to Blessing, which is the name of the dorm. Right? And I was like, oh, like, why are we going there? And she's like, because that's where I live, and you said you were going to hang out with me. I did not say that, because I don't know who this girl is. And I was like, oh, I did? Question mark? And she's like, yeah, don't you remember at dinner, Mike? And I was like...
For those of you who know what Tim's name is,
yeah.
His name's not Mike.
It's not Mike. My middle name's not Mike. My last name's not Mike.
His nickname's not Mike.
It's not Mike. No, my godfather's named Mike. That is the closest thing I have to a Mike. And so I was like, oh, this girl is really drunk if she thinks I'm a totally different human being. So we get into her dorm, right? Yeah, and she scans her ID to get in, and we go to, there's like a room like right off the main entrance, and this girl answers her door, right? And I was like, okay, like, you're back, yay! And she was like, just call me in a little bit and make sure I'm safe. And I was like, okay, but I don't have your number. And she's like, yeah, you do. I was like, I don't, because I'm not Mike. So she gave me her number, and I was like, okay. Her friend has her. She's in a dorm room. She's safe. So I walk back and meet my friend back at his room and do the plan we were supposed to do. And I was like, okay. Like, I told him the story, and he's like, well, you're going to call her? I was like, well, I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to do here? So he was like, give her a call and make sure, like, she's alive. So I, like, gave her a call. I was just like, hey, just wanted to make sure you got back, like, safe and sound. And she's like, I'm making grilled cheese. Come over. And I was like, well, free grilled cheese is free grilled cheese. And I told my friends, there were two of them that I was hanging out. I was like, hey, like, you want to get grilled cheese? And they're like, yeah, like, we want to see what this girl is. And in case you get in trouble, like...
What she is. She's an alien. Alien. She's an alien from the...
We cannot talk.
From the world of...
Yeah.
Zipzor. Show me what you got.
So, the friends join me. We get to the dorm, but we don't have access to the dorm because we don't live there. We live in another dorm. So, a guy opens the main entrance like he was coming out, and I grabbed the door, and I was like, oh, thanks, man. And my two friends walk in, and then I walk in, and I was like, that's actually really bad security. Like, I've been to other colleges, and security's a lot better. But anyway, so I walk in. I find her room, which is a different room than what she was left off on, so I don't know what happened there. But I'm expecting, like, just her and maybe, like, her roommate. This is, like, an apartment-style dorm room. Yeah. This college was something else, but that's a whole other tangent. Anyway. So I knock on my door, and my two friends, being such good friends, just ran off down the hallway and left me stranded. I was like, well, what if, like, someone knows I'm not Mike? How am I going to get out of this situation? And I was like, okay. I tried to calm myself. I was like, no, that's, she thinks I'm Mike. Maybe her roommate hasn't seen me before, hasn't seen Mike. Like, whatever. This will be fine. I'm going to get my grilled cheese and get out. So I get in. There's 8 other people in this room. And I was like, somebody's going to know I'm not Mike. And this girl, originally, her name's Alicia, by the way. She was like,
oh, wait, what? I never knew she had a name.
Oh, yeah.
I only ever heard her referred to her as grilled cheese girl.
Oh, yeah, her name's Alicia, to make this story a little easier.
Huh.
Yeah. Kind of ruins the surprise. Kind of ruins it. The character.
Yeah.
Girl doesn't need a name. She needs grilled cheese.
Bella Magoulis.
So we got 2 Game of Thrones references.
That was quick.
And anyway, so Alicia answers the door. Yeah. And she's like, Mike's here! Opens the door. There's 8 people. I was like, okay, I'm going to get found out. Everyone thinks I'm Mike. So I'm like, I'm going to have some fun here. I'm going to see how long I can survive as Mike. And things are actually going pretty well because it turns out Alicia and a few of her friends are from Philly. And I'm from the New Jersey suburbs of Philly. So I was like, okay, I can connect here. I could just talk Philly, like, for a little while. That'll be my cover story. But then one girl was like, hey, like, did you...
Wow, she's got a deep voice.
Hey. She was like, hey, like, if you know Alicia, then you must know, like, Dave. I was like, yeah. And she's like, do you think he's kind of an asshole? I was like, yeah. And this girl's like, well, Dave was like a really close friend of mine, and he was such a good friend in high school, and I can't believe you think he was an asshole. I was like, uh-oh, I messed up. Yeah, but apparently I survived that because everybody's so drunk that I didn't get found out. Night goes on. She made grilled cheese, which is delicious, by the way, because she added cinnamon to the top of it, like to the toast. So it was like grilled cheese with cinnamon toast. It was really good. But yeah, so I think cinnamon's good.
I agree.
Added to toast, and then she made grilled cheese, added a lot of butter. She was drunk, so. And I ate it. And it was
her
good.
name was actually Paula Dean.
Yeah. And she was a racist. Anyway.
For some reason, she, like, stamped a Confederate flag into the side of the toast.
Yeah. She thought it was a cow. Just... yeah. So, like, it starts to, like, calm down, and people are falling asleep or leaving, and Alicia's falling asleep, and I wake her up and, like, get her into her bed. And she's like, no, don't leave. And I was like, I'll sleep on the couch. Like, no big deal. So, this was, like, real late. This was, like, 2 in the morning. So I hear something at, like, 7 in the morning. Somebody's in the kitchen. I'm like, why is someone up at 7 in the morning? Like, everybody was totally drunk except me this night. Wake up on the couch. And Alicia's in the kitchen looking for something, like going through the drawers like crazy. And she's like, and I like wake up and like sit up, and she's like, hey, I think I left my phone out here. Have you seen it? I was like, I haven't seen it. I'm like really groggy. I'm like, I don't know. So I get up and like help her look for a little bit. And then she finds it and she's answering some texts. And I'm standing there because I don't really know what to do in this situation. I don't know if I just stand there or like, hey, remember me? Like, I don't know what to say. So I'm standing there. She, like, stops texting, looks at me, and goes, oh, by the way, Mike, you can go back. I was like, so you slept it off and still think I'm Mike the next morning. And I was like, all right, I'll see you around. And I, like, walked back to my dorm, and told my friends about it the next day. And I didn't see that girl until the finals of the spring semester. That happened in the beginning of fall semester. So finals of the spring semester, I walk into the library, grab a computer, and there's like open chairs. So I just grab it without really noticing like who I'm sitting around because it's finals week and we're all kind of focused. And then this girl opens up her email and I see her name and I look over it and it's her. And I kind of do like, I wonder if she knows me. So she gets up to the printer, which is like right next to where I'm sitting. And I kind of do like this awkward, like, I try to do like the sexy, like, look at her through eye contact, and then she like, in movies when the handsome guy looks at a girl and she's just like, ooh, right? Uh-huh. I tried to do that look, but I can't pull that look off. So it's just awkward. So I kind of like look at her and kind of do like a half smile grin type thing. That like kind of like a Natalie Dormer smirk, but like I'm not Natalie Dormer, so.
I wish you were.
So I do that, and she just gives me a weird look, like, oh, this guy, and goes back to doing whatever she wants. But I got free grilled cheese out of a drunk girl who thought I was Mike. The end. So that's the first story.
Yeah.
Grilled cheese girl, classic story.
No, actual classic. I'm pretty sure that was the first story you ever told me.
Probably.
Or one of.
That was like my first college story.
Yeah.
Because that was my freshman year at my first college. I wasn't that crazy in high school. I was pretty boring in high school, actually. I did a lot of school stuff. I didn't really like go out a lot.
This is actually a really good segue because that was your first year in college. So I'm going to tell a story about my first year in college. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't want to give away the title of what I call this story, but we'll get there very shortly. Anyway, so my freshman year, I lived on a co-ed floor, and there's like 14 or 15 rooms or something like that in this this tower. It's like really tall towers, and there's 4 of them that are all next to each other that overlook like a courtyard, essentially, where there's like a dining hall and there's benches and stuff outside of it. So we live on the 7th floor of one of these towers, and you can like look over this courtyard area, and you know, like see the people going in and out of the dining hall and all that stuff. Anyway, our floor was like super close with each other, and we were all freshmen, and we all kind of hit it off, and we were all hanging out all the time. So this is about like middle of the year, something like that. And I was hanging out with some guys that were down the hall a little bit, and we heard some like giggling next door. These dorms, there was a shared bathroom between like two rooms. So we heard giggling next door, and we went over there, and we were like, oh, like what's going on over here? Like everyone seems to be having a lot of fun. You know, we want to figure out what it is. So there was this one guy who actually was my suite mate. So that's like the people that share the bathroom with us, like in the other room. He was hanging out with a guy I actually went to high school with, who was a total fuckboy, and so was this kid that was my suite mate. Total fuckboys. So obviously they get into nefarious shit and stuff like that, but like nefarious, yeah. Ooh. But to like the next level, you know, like I've lit shit on fire. I've like I don't know. Who
hasn't?
Yeah, you know, like everyone does like some dumb shit, like, you know, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, these kids are like next level. Like they'll fucking punch a guy in the grocery store and like run away, and you know, or like skateboard away in a no skateboarding zone, just to add another little dimension of
mad lads.
Yeah, mad lads, exactly.
Great subreddit.
For real, yeah. No,
that's a funny subreddit.
Is. So, they were like giggling, and we went next door, and we were like, well, like, what the fuck's going on over here? And never in my life did I ever think I would hear the next words that I'm about to say in a sentence together. And he said, well, we're trying to like pull a prank on people and put poop on $1. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That classic prank of putting poop on $1.
Yeah,
Usually you
classic.
Pull like a string and you pull it when someone bends
down.
Yeah,
classic.
Nah,
$2, man. So, my suite mate was like, all right, like, I'm gonna go take a shit in this bag, and then I'll come right back. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, again, another sentence I never thought I'd ever hear. And, oh, by the way, everyone's completely sober. So, and it's like in the middle of the week. So, this guy grabs an empty, like, fucking Cool Ranch Doritos bag, leaves the room, and goes into the stairwell of the building, and takes a shit in the bag in this stairwell, right? Comes back with the poo Dorito bag. The cool poo
yeah,
Doritos.
Just cool poo.
And
as opposed to nacho poo.
Is like he looked at us like dead in my eyes and was like, man, there's a reason why we poop in toilets. That water really stops a lot of the smell. I was like, wow, didn't need to hear that. Like, what the fuck? You've ruined Cool Ranch Doritos for me forever. But anyway, he's like, all right, I'm going to go into the bathroom. Somebody give me the $1. And at that moment, I was like, well, why didn't he just poop in the bathroom? Why did he go in the stairwell, which is a public area, where someone could have walked up the stairs and been like, oh, that's a guy shitting in a Doritos bag.
How you just shit in the staircase?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. So he goes into the bathroom with the $1 and the cool poo Doritos, and smears shit with a bag or something around his hand. Smears shit on the back of this $1, okay? Puts it in a Ziploc bag and comes out of the bathroom and proceeds to show it to everyone. It's like, all right, here, like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this $1 and we're going to put it out in the courtyard and watch people try and pick it up and stuff. And obviously, this is probably the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So I was like, dude, this is going to be fucking hilarious. So he ends up going downstairs with this poo dollar in the Ziploc bag. And he's sitting on one of the benches out there, and he's like kind of scoping out the area, like giving it a little bit of time to see like when his golden opportunity is to take this poo dollar out of a bag, place it down on the ground without anyone noticing, really. And he's also kind of like looking at like people traffic patterns, right? He's looking for like a hot spot where people all converge and like go and walk in that area, so that, like, maximizes the chance of like seeing this poo dollar on the ground. So after a little time goes by and he gets up, he like unzips the Ziploc bag like in his pocket, and he just takes this poo dollar out and just flops it down on the ground. Okay, like poo side down, obviously, because you can't give away everything.
Also physics, you know, there's poo on that side, so it's heavier.
Yeah, I think Mythbusters did that.
They did do a poo myth.
No, the poop on your toast, right? Oh no, that was butter. I'm kidding. I obviously knew it was butter on the toast. Which side goes down? Anyway, so he places this thing down and he goes and sits on the bench and just like kind of chills out a little bit, so he like isn't arousing suspicion. And then he ends up leaving at like a good time when there's no one around to come back upstairs so he could like watch people from his room as we're all, dude, glued to this window. Okay, and these are pretty like large glass pane windows, right? Like large. So we have like 16 people in their fucking room. Everybody is like looking through this window at the poo dollar, and we see like a couple people like look at it and just like shrug it off and keep walking. But you know, there's like this one person that comes up, picks it up, finds out that there's poo on the other side, or feels like, you know, something gross, and like shakes it off and throws it down. But there was this one person who ended up very stealthily, like almost like it was like planned out, walks very casually as they're still walking, like drops their hand down, picks up the dollar while still walking, and just shoves the dollar in their pocket. Okay, while they're still walking, and directly towards their dorm room too. The guy, or no, I think it was a girl. This girl literally just stuffed this poo dollar in her pocket and didn't feel the shit, didn't smell the shit, nothing, on her way into her dorm, and just got in. There was a lot of people around there. Guaranteed she got on the elevator with a bunch of other people.
Oh, absolutely. Can't
imagine that no one was like, does anybody smell that? Like, there's no way she could not have smelled this shit that was in her pocket. Right?
I'm picturing, good to get into the dorms, there's always the two RAs or CC workers that check your ID for people who don't know. I'm just picturing, like, she shows her ID and then leaves, and the other RA just turns to the other one and is like,
did you smell
that? Yeah, you smell that? And I'm like, yeah, I smelled that, but I didn't want to say anything. That girl just shit her pants.
Now, to kind of paint a better picture of what these dorm rooms, or the base of the dorms look like, I didn't see the inside, like her walking in or anything like that, but like, so you know how many steps she went through to get into the building and all that stuff. It's basically sliding glass doors, right? There's like one on the outside that slides open, and you're kind of like in, I don't even know what you would say.
It's like a lobby.
Yeah, like a small lobby.
There's a lobby, and then there's like a desk with...
Well, no. Before that, there's two...
Yeah, there are two. Yeah.
So it's like an airlock, right? So you have like the one sliding door open. Then you go into that area, and then you have to take out your school ID and then swipe on the little key card thing to open up, to unlock the doors that you have to open, right? So she picked up this poo dollar, walked through the automatic sliding doors, pulled out her ID, swiped her ID, unlocked the door, pulled the door open, and then walked into the lobby area. And it's kind of like everything is like those white like concrete painted brick things that every school is made of ever. And straight ahead is like a desk area where like a CC worker, which is a community center worker. I don't remember what they were.
I gotta ask on tours, and they're like, "Oh, what's a CC worker mean?"
They basically man the desk so they could check people's IDs to see if they lived in the building. So
yeah, I guess community center.
I think it was community center worker. Anyway, so she had to show her ID to these people, and she also has to walk past this desk because there's like a large brick wall that separates them from the elevators too. So she has to walk past this desk and into the lobby area where the elevators are, where you have to, by the way, these towers are like 14 floors, and there's only 2 elevators, and there's a shit ton of people that live in them, so these elevators take quite a long time, right?
And they're slow.
They're slow. They're slow.
Yeah.
So this girl had to fucking wait in that lobby, waiting for the elevator. I mean, like, I guess she could have lived on, like, the 2nd floor and just taken the stairs, but, like, either way, like, you still smell like shit you're in the lobby. There's no way that no one smelled that shit. Literally, no one smelled that shit. So, long story short, since that poo dollar disappeared forever, obviously, because we never saw her come back out, by the way, we did it again, like jack-offs, and god damn, it was so fucking funny. For like the rest of the night, people were picking up this poo dollar and like freaking out, and like pretty sure we almost saw someone throw up too. Like, oh dude, it was great. It was so fucking funny. The next day, or like 2 days after, our school has like a school newspaper that's like released.
I think it's at least once a week.
Or something like that. And front page, right on the front, giant fucking like picture of a dollar bill, not a poo dollar, but like a dollar bill, and like with a big bold title, "The Mystery of the Poo Dollar." And there was a whole article like about all the people complaining about this poo dollar in one of the dorm areas, and no one could figure out who did it or why it was happening or anything like that. And it was the fucking funniest thing I've ever been a part of, and it was magical. I hope the statute of limitations for getting arrested for this are a little bit over. I mean, I didn't do anything technically, but I mean, you know, and I don't think there's anything strictly illegal about it, but I think it's just funny. But
I'm just thinking now, like, just the social experiment guy in me, if that's a thing. Just increase the dollar value.
Yeah, if it was like $100 bill smeared with shit.
Yeah. Like a $1 and everybody's going, and then $5, you get a few people like, oh, maybe. And then like $10, it's like more and more, you get the $100 bill.
Like see the dude literally scraping on the floor, like, gotta get this shit off. I want this $100 bill. I don't know, man. I'd probably scrape poop off a $100 bill to keep it.
Yeah, probably.
I'd like take my sock off and like put it in my sock or something. Not like and then wear the sock. No. But yeah, man.
That's question for Sqwadcast fans: how high of a dollar would you be willing to take off the ground if there was poo on it?
Or a check. There was a check on the ground.
Oh man, imagine it. Oh man, imagine that scenario where someone smeared poo on a check.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, the personal vendetta.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Or like a $1,000 bond.
Yeah.
Smear poo on a bond.
Anyway. I don't know how to transition out of that.
I don't know. I think we just kind of jump into another story. I don't know if I want to talk about...
I think we'll get into our shared stories.
Yeah.
In the last half.
Okay, so you want to talk about some of our other separate ones?
Because Islamabad is on my mind.
I mean that was a shared one, though.
You were there, but it was like... I don't know.
It
felt you were just in the audience. That sounds kind of mean. I don't mean that you weren't part of it.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah. It's kind of... Alright. Well, okay. So for those of you who don't know, I like to do stand-up comedy. It's still an open micer, so I'm not like huge. I don't mean to sound like I do it a lot. But my third time doing stand-up, it was at a talent show at school. You had to get, I represented my dorm. You had to get like a certain amount of people in your dorm to vote for you. Well, it could have been outside your dorm too. It could have been any amount of people. But if you had the most likes on Facebook of your dorm, you got into the show. And I was the only comedian. I'm pretty sure every other person was a singer that show.
Yeah. Oh, or some kind of music related.
Because that year band won.
Because Matt did guitar and...
Was that Islamabad or was that the year after? I think that was the year after Matt did it.
No, Matt performed in both. I don't know. There's that ukulele girl and stuff.
Yeah, Danielle.
Yeah. There might have been a beatboxer or some shit. But I mean, like, still music, you know?
Yeah. But anyway, so I was the only comedian. And... I do this joke where I lead up to it, and I talk about New Jersey. The joke's funny. I do this joke actually quite often if you ever see me come out. The joke is about the most hated cities in the world. And in the order I do it in is Oakland is number 3, Islamabad, Pakistan is number 2, and then Newark, New Jersey is number 1.
And also, to put a little bit more context to this, Pakistan at the time was like a war-torn area. You know, like there was a lot of shit going on at that time. More so than it is now.
I guess, yeah. It wasn't that long ago.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't like Nam in the 70s.
Nah, like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's like 4 years ago.
I see a red door and I don't know, for some reason I always think of the Rolling Stones anytime. Call of Duty. Yeah. That one.
Whatever, yeah. When you're
that one helicopter scene and shit, that was fucking dope.
What was it? What's the name of that song? Symphony for the Devil? Sympathy for the Devil. I think it's Sympathy for the Devil.
No, I know that's the name of the title, but I don't know if...
Sympathy for the Devil.
I don't know if...
I'm pretty sure that's a song that plays. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's that part in Call of Duty, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway,
that you're in. Were you in a boat or on a helicopter?
No, you were in a helicopter, but you were like flying over a creek and like,
it was like
killing the boats.
And you're just like going side to side. Yeah.
That was
and the Rolling Stones is playing. Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing this show. Yeah, and it's a campus event, so it's not like. I don't know. It was a fairly big event, but it was like...
It was a lot of people.
It was college-centric. It wasn't like people from all over the world.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know, it was like this college. And I was doing that joke, and I start with... The reason I do the joke is because I'm from New Jersey, so Newark, New Jersey being number 1 is just really funny to me. So I lead up to that. I go 3, 2, 1. I do Oakland, and I do a little joke about Oakland. And then I do Islamabad, and I say... super sarcastically, is anyone here from Islamabad? And a girl right in front of me starts laughing, and her friend like points at her, and I was like, wait, are you? And in this like crying laughter, she just goes, yeah. I was like, oh no. And there was like a moment of silence, like people are laughing because people just realized, and then I was like, well, at least you're only number 2. And that made more people laugh. And I was like, I don't even want to do like the rest of the joke now because like that was funnier than anything I planned. Like, just the fact that like of all people to be from Islamabad of all places and to be front row while I make that joke, it was like
perfect.
That was like
comedic timing. Like you couldn't have planned that shit out.
Yeah, I did it. I have no idea who this girl was. Like, I didn't even get her name. I probably should have gotten her name. But I didn't even get her name.
That was fucking hilarious.
And I thought I was going to win, too, because a lot of people were laughing, and a lot of people felt good about it.
You had that place in stitches, dude. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
And then, like, I didn't even place. They announced the top 3, and I didn't even place. Because, like, they announced 3 and 2, and then, like, I saw, like, the group of friends, like, Blake and a few other of our friends were sitting in, like, a section together, and, like, you guys are kind of like looking like, wait, hold on, they didn't announce them yet. And I was like, oh, okay, like maybe and then they announced the winner. I was like,
yeah. I don't know, man. You were a winner in our
yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah. That was fucking.
A lot of people said I did really well. I actually got recognized like 2 weeks later in the dining hall by some guy I didn't know, and like I was getting a drink at the drink station, and he like was getting, because it's like he was getting milk and I was getting juice or something, and he like looked at me. He's like, "Wait, weren't you the comedian?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, you're really funny." I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And then he just walked away. But it was kind of cool. Like, people actually like recognize me. That's a story. Yeah, that's just a funny story.
Yeah, I think we should get into our shared stories.
Oh, ooh.
I mean, I don't think
start.
Do I really? We were talking about this at dinner tonight. We were kind of like going over all of our old stories and stuff like that, and I don't remember if I had any more that like solo stories. My sophomore year was like really boring for me.
And then we met
my freshman year was fucking crazy though. Not just because of the poo dollar, but I mean there's other things, but they're not really like super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a quick one. Whatever.
Oh,
my freshman year, my suite mates and I, so there's 5 of us between the 2 rooms. We ended up taking all of the beds, you know, like the typical college, like, extra long twin or whatever, and these ones stack, too, so you could have, like, bunks. We took all of the beds and moved them into one room, and then all of the furniture into the other room. So we had, like, a play area and, like, fun shit to do in one room, and then all the beds in the other room. And it was fucking ridiculous. I hated it so much. Because, like, me and 4 dudes sleeping in this... And, like, these guys were, like... 2 of them were frat guys. One's a fuckboy. 2 of them were fuckboys. And me, who's, like... I mean, I'm not calling myself a fuckboy, but, like, I'm definitely not a frat douche or a fuckboy. I'm just kind of like your average, like, guy who likes to have fun, but I also kind of cared about school at this time, until I got senioritis in sophomore year. But, you know, like, it was, like, in the middle of the week, and I just wanted to, like, go to sleep at a reasonable time, you know, 10, 11, 12, something like that, and these guys were just, like, up partying all the time. So,
Fun fact about senioritis, I had reverse senioritis. I think I got senioritis in 5th grade.
yeah.
And then my senior year of high school, I had reverse senioritis. Like, my GPA and all my grades just, like, went up by a significant amount. I was already in college. Like, I already got accepted to a few colleges, but one. My college career is...
Wow.
But, like, I was so excited. I knew where I was going, but I still, like...
Tried.
Yeah, so I had reverse senioritis. Like, I was in homeroom during homework for, like, 3rd period and stuff, and people were just chilling. I was like, oh, homeroom senior year. And then I have my, like, trig book open doing trigonometry.
Okay, so shared stories.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Oh, I have no idea.
You want to start, like, kind of mundane? You want to start with, like, Brad?
Oh, Brad.
Or do you want to jump into the night that never happened?
Nah, that's well, we'll start mundane. We'll like Brad and Richard's one-liners and our UV parties were kind of.
Let's start with the UV parties.
Okay.
Like, well, actually, Richard's one. Do you want to do this chronologically?
I don't know.
It doesn't fucking matter.
You can tell all the planning we do for Sqwadcast.
Yeah, dude, it's so extensive. We have a sheet that says, like, talk about, and then we don't have any of that.
We should start with the drunk girl we saw. First.
Oh my god, yeah, no, dude,
we're
definitely
gonna kick this off.
Definitely gotta start with this one.
Yeah.
You had a better view of this. And I mean that literally and metaphorically.
Okay. I was the only decent human being this night. Because all you guys scattered.
Yeah, but there was, like, Hannah and somebody, like, they came back and they started helping up.
Yeah.
I was a piece of shit though. Like, I was dying laughing this entire time, and you'll find out why. Yeah. But
so we went out on the town. That's what during finals week. It was like the end of finals.
Yeah.
For I'll just say our friend's birthday that week. It was her 21st. She wanted to go out. It was finals. It was kind of dead, but like we still had fun, I guess. I don't remember really what happened before that.
I don't remember going out at all.
We're walking back through campus, and campus is set up kind of weird. There's a bunch of like 5-step things, like small tiny staircases that are just like scattered throughout campus.
And very rampant.
Yeah. And there was a group of us, probably like 6 or 7 of us.
Yeah, at least, let's see, me, you, Eric, Kristen, Lexi, I think was there.
Lexi was definitely there.
Garwai.
Oh, maybe Garwai was there. We're just naming names.
Kristen.
I think Kristen, yeah.
Other Kristen.
So that's at least
Hannah.
7.
No, they weren't 21 yet.
Yeah, Hannah wasn't 21. Yeah. I think Garwai and Lexi helped them into the dorm after.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Anyway, we'll get
so like 6 or 7 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, and I didn't. Oh, I did include us. Never mind. Yeah. Continue.
So I don't know how everybody else felt. I only had 1 drink that night.
I didn't have anything to drink that night.
Yeah. So like we were all like in fairly good shape.
Yeah.
And we're walking back, nothing too crazy, and we kind of turn like a corner. We don't really turn a corner. It's kind of like this long curve, and we get around and we see 2 drunk girls, and I mean wasted drunk, like bad. The one girl is wearing these like high-waisted shorts, whatever they're called.
Like a leather.
Yeah, like leather, but the zipper's broken, so she has them like pulled up like past her like butt crack. They're like at her like lower back, but they're unzipped, so they keep kind of falling down. And she keeps kind of pulling them up, and she thinks they're good, but she's drunk and doesn't. And then her other friend is trying to help her, but she's also drunk. So
there was ass
two drunk people trying to help each other, and we're kind of laughing. We're kind of making fun of them. We're kind of mean people. Because, like, Blake tried to I do remember this part. Blake was Snapchatting.
Absolutely.
And then I, like, popped my head in and did the Crocodile Hunter voice. And I was like, here we swallowed.
Oh, my God. I remember that. I totally forgot about that when we were talking about this earlier. Holy fuck.
I, like, popped into the view of his Snapchat, and I was like, here we spot 2 wild drunk girls.
It was... Holy
fuck.
I died laughing at that point, I remember.
Yeah, you had to, like, stop. That Snapchat, like, was stopped.
Literally at that point.
Because it was like, I didn't tell anyone I was doing that.
I was deceased.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're having fun. They're walking home, like, they're staying upright. They're fine until they get to this set of stairs. And one girl, like...
The one with the broken zipper.
Yeah, the broken zipper girl makes it down to, like, 2 and then just slips and just...
Eat shit.
Yeah. Like, she, like, slips and lands on her back, and her hands and feet are up, like a typical, like, dog dying in a cartoon pose, you know, just...
/ turtle who's, like, stuck on his back.
Shell, you know. And the other girl, like, bends down to help and also falls.
Ass everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Everybody except me scatters.
Dude, I died laughing. So we were like by our
it was
liberal arts building.
It was the liberal arts building.
And
there was like a half wall.
Yeah, there's like a half wall, and then there's like a couple of crevices like in the buildings where like the exit / entrances like protrude from the building, and it's like very dimly lit in the area, right? So as soon as this girl falls over, and then the second girl tries to help her fall or help her up and then falls over, I fucking sprinted to the building to hide behind the wall because I was laughing so hard, and I didn't want these 2 girls to think I was that much of an asshole and didn't care about them. But like hindsight, that's probably the worst thing I probably could have done. But dude, I didn't know who they were. I didn't care.
It was kind of just like 2 drunk girls, but literally like I kept a somewhat straight face. Like I was able to like put it away and like see if these girls survived, because it was like a concrete sidewalk. Like like I don't know. I just felt like that's the type of person I am. I just wanted to make sure they were alive.
The funniest part about this, during this time, I was a fucking RA. I should have been the first person to go help them. But I was the last one. I didn't even go near them. I was laughing so hard.
And I literally, like, turned around because I, like, walked down the stairs. And I, like, told them, I was like, are you okay? Like, do you need help in any way? And they're like, no, we're fine. And I was like, okay, but like I'm gonna help you up because like you're not getting help without like a sober person.
And then like three
assistance.
people from our group were nice
but,
enough
like,
to go
I
help
turned
him.
around and
I didn't.
Nobody else was there. I turned around. I was like, where did everybody go? There was like a huge group of us. I helped one up, and then like I think our friend Lexi and maybe Garwai.
I think or Kristen.
Or Kristen like helped them up too and helped them into the dorm, which was across from our dorm. So we made sure they got safely.
Which, by the way, we were very far away from our dorm.
We're like halfway through campus, and
Yeah.
we where we were like the town, and then our dorms are complete opposite ends of the campus. So we were like halfway through campus.
Yeah. Complete opposite ends of campus, plus then also walking.
Yeah, we were walking. This was somewhat before Uber became a thing.
Yeah, this was definitely before Uber was like really rampant, I guess. Dude, that was the funniest fucking shit. Yeah. Oh my god.
Drunk people.
Speaking of which...
Oh boy. Oh, yeah.
Brad.
So, okay, transitioning to Brad.
I feel like
that's fine. Yeah.
Climax is the night that never happened, because there was so many things that happened that night.
Yeah.
Or didn't.
Yeah, well, that's the main event.
Yeah, that's definitely good. Okay, so Brad or Richard one-liners.
Start with, and then Richard.
Okay.
Because Richard's one-liners are hilarious.
Yeah, and he actually knew Brad, too, so it kind of worked out.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
I feel like Richard just knows everyone.
I mean...
Anyway, this guy Brad. Are we doing the night where on our couch?
Well, we didn't.
That
was you in the morning. You didn't go out that night though. The night before.
It wasn't the same night.
No, that was two separate nights.
No,
because
them and...
No, dude, that was like a fucking Wednesday or something. You woke up wanted to. Okay, I don't want
to. Okay.
But like.
Anyway, there's this character.
Oh my god.
Named Brad.
Fucking Brad.
If you're listening, we don't care.
Yeah, Brad, you're a fucking creep.
We went out to... It was a kind of newer place.
Brand new, actually.
Yeah, brand new. It was built that year.
Uh-huh.
It was renovated into something else that year. It wasn't like a new building.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a new place to go. And...
It's different from all the other bars.
It tries to be upscale.
It's like a club.
Bougie.
Yeah.
It's like
a quote-unquote
like you
club.
walk in and, there's dudes in suits checking ID instead of just saying, like, a shirt that says bouncer. It was, like, dudes in suits.
They had, like, ropes.
It was, like, this, like, like, ropes that no one ever sat behind.
Yeah.
I saw one person sit behind it in the few times I've been there. It's kind of like this bluish lighting. Yeah. Right? There's a VIP lounge, like, on the other side of
which
the
was
DJ
really
booth.
shitty, actually.
I never actually went in there, so...
I'm thinking about the VIP section next to the bathroom. It was like a crevice in the wall.
Yeah, that was weird.
Next to the bathroom. Like, what kind of fucking VIP section is that?
The bartenders weren't that good either.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was me and Blake and Brad and our friend, quote, unquote, friend, Eric. And...
I feel like there's a couple other.
I think there's a few of us.
There's definitely
more of us.
There's definitely more of us.
The rest of people don't really. Not that they don't matter in real life, but they don't matter to this story.
Yeah.
Me and Blake were at the bar, and Eric said he was going to go dance, and Brad, being Eric.
No.
No.
No. We were at the bar.
Yeah.
With Eric.
Yeah.
Eric ended up talking to some girl at the bar, and they started hitting it off and shit. And.
Right.
Brad was nowhere to be found.
We like walked in and then didn't see him.
Yeah, he like fucking vanished, right? And there's not very many people at this place. It wasn't like the kind of place that we want to go to. Like
filled.
Like, yeah, but like it's so wide open.
There was enough people on the dance floor to like dance. But there wasn't enough that you walk in and you're like, oh, this place is awesome.
Yeah, and you weren't, like, drawn to want to go dance, you know? Like...
And the other places were more established, so, like, this place trying to be different and kind of...
And there's also a cover charge at that place, too, so, like, it kind of... be after 11 or some shit.
So the thing with their cover, they tried to do a cover, like, straight up. Then they tried to say cover...
after 11.
No, I think they started at midnight.
Or, yeah.
Or no, I think they said
or 10.
They started at 10. Like if you came in after 10, there was like a $5 cover. Then they pushed it to 11. Then eventually they pushed it to midnight. And if you're going there after midnight and last call is 1:30, like I don't know why you're going there. But like yeah, they slowly like declined in what they were trying to pull off.
Yeah, I don't even know if that place is still like.
Every time I go by, it's just kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
I think people still work there, but I think it's linked to the one next door, so that's the only reason they still exist.
Anyway, so, Eric is talking to this girl, and they're like fucking playing tonsil hockey at this point. You and I are kind of like talking with some of the other people from the group, and we're like, this is kind of like lame, because like there's. Like we said, there's, like, enough people on the dance floor, but, like, you don't want to go over there because, like, it's not happening enough. Like, people are, like, swaying. It's not like people are, like, actually dancing, right? So we're like, all right, let's go to, like, one of the other places. We tap Eric on the shoulder, like, you want to come with us? He's like, nah, dude, I'm staying here. We're like, all right, cool, whatever. We were going to go to another place, and we were like, wait a minute, where the fuck is Brad? Right? So... They all leave, and I think it's only you and I.
I think they were like,
They already went over.
They were like, we're going to this place, meet us there.
Yeah, and we were trying to, like, corral the rest of the group to go to the other place. And Tim and I have no fucking idea where Brad is. And Tim's like, I don't see him anywhere. And I was like, I think I see him. And me standing, like, close to the entrance, looking towards the dance floor... You see, like, the group of people that are dancing, and they all are kind of making the same kind of motions, right? Like, typical dancing motions. And there's this one oddity in the entire group that's not making the same movements as everyone else. And I fucking notice it. I'm like, what? Is that fucking Brad? Brad had 2 beers in his hand. And he's fucking circling the dance floor like he's a goddamn great white shark. Circling it. Making the most direct eye contact I've ever seen in my life with girls that are not interested at all. And I guess we can kind of put this into perspective a little bit. Brad's not like... He's not like a great looking dude. He's like fairly average, right?
Yeah, he's not ugly.
He's average.
He's socially awkward.
He's like, really awkward.
Not like
not
good
really
awkward, but like awkward. Like I'm socially awkward, but like I know I'm socially awkward.
But I don't know how to. Like, I don't know how to describe his because like he
like half listens to you.
He's like a chill dude, but he's like he wouldn't open and start a dialogue with someone. He just basically
chills there.
He's just kind of like there.
And then he's
like a fly on the wall, literally. And this dude was circling and fucking like staring at these girls. And he would walk up to one of the girls and like start grinding on them, and she'd like push him away, and then he'd go back into fucking the circling thing. Like if he started blowing bubbles in a circle to corral the people closer, I'd swear he was a dolphin. Right? He kind of looked a little bit like a dolphin too, if I'm honest. So I go up to Brad. I'm like, Brad, you can't fucking do this, man. And you were like,
I think I was on the corner of the bar.
Yeah, you were still at the bar.
The bar, like the corner of the bar I was at, was on the edge of the dance floor, so it wasn't like I was on the far.
I went over and talked to Brad basically. I was like, you can't be fucking doing this, dude. Like, let's go. We got to go to another bar. And he's like, nah, man, I'm fucking staying right here. And I was like, all right, have a great night. And we left.
To give you a second thing about Brad, just to put this in perspective, that he is like this. This wasn't like a one-time thing. I went out with Eric and Brad.
I was there too.
No, without you, because we ended up in B Lounge.
Ugh. I was there that night.
No, not.
Oh no,
not
Brad
night.
wasn't there.
Not that night. Yeah, there was another night where it was just the 3 of us. Because
I remember that never happened, wasn't it? That we went to B Lounge.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. Anyway, so we I actually met someone at B Lounge because it was kind of like a dead night. I don't know if there was like an event going on or something. It was kind of dead night. So it's me, Eric, and Brad, and we end up at this place, which is like by far the worst place
like lets underage
bars,
people in. It's so hot and gross in there that the windows literally.
I don't even know what word that is.
What?
Sweaty.
The front windows of this place literally condensate. It's so hot and gross in there, and everyone's sweating. Yeah. It smells like dick.
Yeah, it smells.
Oh my god, dude! It is the grossest fucking place ever. But all the underage people go there.
Yeah, because it's like it's a place to get in. Yeah,
I have no idea how they haven't been shut down.
Anyway, so Eric's with this other girl, and
different girl from the first night. Yeah,
and I see Brad on the end of like the dance floor, like about to circle, you know, and I start talking to him.
Typical shark behavior.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey man, you want to like grab a drink real quick?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." I don't know. I guess that's how he talks.
Sure.
So we get to the bar, and it's kind of crowded at the bar, like a typical like crowded bar, and there's two girls, and he just starts dancing, like full on grinding on this one girl trying to get her drink, and she like squirms away, and her friend like pushes her away, and he like just smiles like he knew he did something wrong, and like just goes on the other side of them and like tries to get a drink. And I actually walked up to the girl and I was like, "I'm sorry you had to do, like, I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say." Like and then I like tried to catch Brad before he like did it again, because I was just like this. And then I told him, I was like, "Hey, like
you same thing Blake said."
Yeah, same thing Blake. I was like, you can't really like just walk up to a girl and dance with her. That's
like at least make eye contact first.
Make
or
eye
something.
contact.
I don't know.
It's hard to talk in a bar, so like nonverbal is kind of key. But like, oh, that reminds me of another story. So it's kind of key, and like if it's an open like agreement, that sounds weird, but
consent.
Yeah, consent and stuff. You can't just like walk up. Like I wouldn't want a girl to do that to my butt either. Like if I'm trying to grab a drink and a girl just comes up to my butt, that'd be weird. So I told him, and he's like, "Hey man, like it's just all trial and error. You know, you got to find what you can." I was like, "That's not how it works.
In math, it does."
Yeah. This isn't trig. Like, yeah. Anyway, that's the person he is.
And then we ended up going to back to the other story to kind of round that one out. We ended up going to another bar, and I'm almost 100% certain he did the same shit at the other bar. Like, he found us somehow and then started fucking... Damn, I remembered another story.
Oh, Carrie.
Yes! Oh, my God.
Okay. I need to... Okay.
Oh, my God.
This story requires a
lot of backstory.
A prologue, yeah. So, there was a girl who lived on our floor when Blake was an RA and I lived on the floor.
Sorry we're putting you on blast, Carrie, but you're fucking weird. Stop.
She was weird. She was. She, like, didn't really talk to anyone.
She was 26.
Oh, I didn't know her.
Yeah.
Okay, so, there was a point for Christmas, to give her an idea of how weird she is. I knocked on every person's door because we were chipping in for Blake's birthday gift, which was... Not birthday, Christmas gift. As a floor to get him a gift, and it was the complete series of Breaking Bad. Like, it came in a barrel, and it came with some extra
collector's edition thing of Breaking Bad, yeah.
So I knocked on literally every person, well, except one, those weird dudes who lived across from the elevator. Didn't knock on
the gross fucking room.
Did not knock on their door. And I knocked on every person's room, and I would say 95% of the floor said yes. And we did the math, and it was only $5 a person to chip in. And I told people that. I was like, hey, the entire floor is doing it. Like, it's only $5 a person. And, like, literally 95% of the floor said yes. My roommate only chipped in a little bit. He chipped in, like, half, so I had to cover him.
What the fuck?
I'm putting him on blast, too. Just because we're talking about weird people. He was a weird dude.
Fucking Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy had the deepest fucking voice I've ever seen. And he did this, like, if you ever look at, like, a llama or an alpaca, like, when they chew, how they, like, chew sideways, just picture that, but, like, that llama saying, yeah, as it does that, yeah, like, as it does the chewing motion.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. I won't get into how weird he was. Anyway. So
he hit on my girlfriend at the time.
He hit on a lot of people's girlfriends at the time. He hit on Raven in front of me. Not that Raven was my girlfriend, but we were in the elevator together, and I lived with him. We were roommates, and I pressed the elevator, and I think me and Raven just, like, walked into the building together, like, both our classes were done, and he was coming out of the laundry room, and he just stared. Raven's a short girl. She's, like, 4'9".
Yeah.
And Zach's, like, 6'3". Just, like,
Easily.
looks down on her with these, like, empty brown eyes. He's like, oh, hey. I'm just like, oh, hey, man. It doesn't acknowledge me. Just talks to Raven the entire time. He's like, so, doing anything fun this weekend? I was like, hi, I'm here, too. I'm your roommate. You can talk to me.
Yeah, he was fucking creepy.
Anyway.
Moving on, back
so
to Carrie.
Carrie lives on the end of the floor. And her roommate, I forget her roommate's name. She was super sweet. Narda. Yeah, Narsha. Narda. Narsha. Narwhals.
Something.
Nadia. I don't know. She was really
Nadine,
sweet.
No.
Nadine?
No, it wasn't Nadine.
How do we forget her name? Anyway, she was really sweet. She answers the door, and Carrie's at her desk, which is, like, in the back of the room, kind of. And I asked her, I was like, hey, we're all chipping in, like, $5, like, for Blake's Christmas gift. Like, do you want to do it? And she's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a good idea.
This was the
roommate.
nice girl.
Yeah, nice girl.
Not Carrie.
Nay something. And
Narda.
Yeah, this is going about it. But I look at Carrie, and we kind of knew each other, like, enough to be friendly when we talked.
I mean, like, there was,
it wasn't like I had no idea who she was.
You know, like...
But I looked at her. Narja. Yeah. Anyway, I looked at Carrie, and I was like, hey, Carrie, you want to chip in? She's, like, writing something on her desk. She, like, straightens up, looks, like, kind of, like, up, like, when you're thinking hard, kind of just looks up, looks at me, shakes her head silently, and then goes back to writing. I was like, okay. Like,
so to put more of this in perspective here, she's 26 in college dorms, okay, which you're not supposed to be...
We're already in an hour.
Yeah, but
Holy
dude,
crap.
we got some great stories.
Yeah.
This is going to be a jam-packed episode. So you're not supposed to live in the dorms if you're a junior or a senior unless you're a transfer as a junior.
I did, and Eric did. Eric was a transfer.
Yeah, so...
unless it was your first year at school.
Yeah, it's, like, super confusing. She had fucking abundance of My Little Pony tattoos and shit. She was just, like, super awkward, and, like, those like beady eyes. I don't know how to fucking describe it. Those, like, the ones that just, like, pierce your soul, but not in a good way. It's like the really, like...
You know, it's an obscure reference to help with this.
The movie Carrie.
No.
But yes.
The VHS girl that ended up being the vampire.
Yes.
The dude with the glasses, and it was shot through the glasses. Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah.
That girl. If you guys have seen VHS, if you haven't, watch the first one, like the first part of the first one. I think that's the I Like You Girl. I think it starts off with that one.
I got really creepy really quickly.
Yeah, dude, that's a fucking weird movie. I love that movie. Oh my god. Anyway, she's fucking creepy, awkward, nerdy as all tits, right? Like, I'm nerdy, but, like, I'm social, very social. She's like that, I want to lock myself in my room for the rest of eternity kind of nerdy. And I'll let you take it from here when we got to the location.
We got to this location. It was kind of cool, but then it kind of died. I don't know what happened to it. You walk in and there's a dance floor. And then there's the bar behind the dance floor with some booths. And then there's, like, the bathrooms, which are up a few stairs. And then there's, like, an outside dance floor.
Patio.
And then there's, like, a patio bar. And then there's, like, a secret back dance floor that nobody ever uses. Except that one time I went. Anyway. Like, the first time I went out with people, it was homecoming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
My first year, I went out with people that I met through Zach. But Zach wasn't 21, so we couldn't go anywhere. I ended up in that back dance when people were actually dancing. Only time I've seen that floor like open.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were in the outside dance floor because I think it was maybe kind of hot, and
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. Maybe we were just outside because it was dead on the inside. It was dead. Like the dance floor had like 4 people on it. Like
I think we were actually like
maybe in the
leaning up
middle?
against the booths.
oh maybe.
Like
it was one of those
across
nights,
from the
yeah.
bar, like leaning up against the back of the booths.
Yeah.
And we were just
the bar they
talking.
took out, I think.
The what?
Didn't they take out that bar and like opened up the floor?
Did they? I haven't been there in
I think they did.
like 2 years.
Yeah. Unless you're
Usually
talking
got a
about the bar above by the bathroom.
The bar by the bathroom.
Okay,
yeah,
no,
we were
that's
leaning
still there.
against those.
That's still there.
So like it's like the row of booths, and then the bar. We were leaning up against the thing where there's like the little lip where you can put your drinks, and then there was like chairs, like bar stools and stuff. We were leaning against that
we were
like at
there.
the end.
I don't know what. I don't remember anybody else. Maybe Eric was with us because
It was just, it was the 3 of us.
Yeah, and Eric went somewhere because I don't remember him being at the point of.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, so we get down and we notice this girl dancing like
against
crazy,
the wall,
against the wall, like grinding the wall, bending over,
like twerking.
like twerking, hand on the ground. There's like 2 other people on the dance floor, and she is not dancing with either one of them. There's like 10 feet between them. They dancing, all this stuff, and then she lifts up her face. The light hits her. Blake hits me, and he's like, "It's Carrie!" And I look. I was like, "Oh, it is!" And then we both ran out because we couldn't believe what we
Literally
just saw.
ran away.
We literally ran the other way to the outside part. And they were like, "Holy crap, that's Carrie. Of course it is, dancing by herself." And they
Never in my life would I have ever pictured this kind of girl doing anything remotely like these dance moves. And I'm not saying she was doing them well, but you would never picture this girl ever Jersey turnpiking in your life. And for those of you who don't know what the Jersey Turnpike is, look it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube. I'm not going to
everything's on YouTube.
kind of describe that because it's a whole nother level. But my God, dude, it was, and I was her RA at the time. It wasn't like it was me bumping into her a year later or something. I couldn't be there. I couldn't look at her.
So, same place, different story. I want to see if you remember this because it just popped in my head a few minutes ago. It was when we went out with Kristen and Jessica and Kyle, the Marine guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, this story's ridiculous. So it was the 6 of us. Well, I think there were more, but the 6 of us for the point of the story. Right? We were on the dance floor. Blake, you got tired and then went to the bar, and then Kristen went to join you. So it was me, our friend Jessica, and then this guy Kyle, who was Kristen's
friend. Yeah,
Kristen's friend Kyle, who was a nice guy.
Great guy.
Yeah,
actually,
he was really
hilarious
cool.
too.
Yeah, Marine or
Yeah,
Navy?
Marine.
So Marine. So
Built.
Yeah.
Good looking dude.
Yeah. And so it's me, Jessica, and him on the dance floor. Jessica starts slowly getting on him, and then blah, 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 blah.
Tonsil hockey.
That's my make out sound effect.
He doesn't actually make that sound effect when he makes out, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, you never made out with me. You don't know.
Yet.
Oh.
And the fan fiction starts rolling in.
If someone makes fan fiction, I'd be kind of honored.
Slightly flattered, but also mainly creeped out.
Yeah, I'd be a little creeped out.
Mainly flattered, but mainly creeped out.
If you do write fan fiction, you must write out.
Yeah.
That is the only rule I have. Also,
And
I don't like butt stuff.
as long as it's better than 50 Shades of Grey, too.
I mean,
Anything is better than that.
Anyway, so I'm third wheeling, which is I've gotten good at that. And Jessica's between tonsil
She's
hockey.
inside him, essentially.
Wow.
Wow.
she like kind of glances at me a few times. It's like, find someone to dance with. This was at like 1 a.m, so like close to last call, and I'm just like, well, I'm having a good time. Like I'm gonna turn away from you, but I don't mind. Like I'm just kind of chilling. Like a lot of people are already dancing with each other. I don't know. And this girl comes forward and trips, and like falls forward towards my direction, and I catch her because I don't want to see her die. So I catch her, right, get her up, before she hits the floor, and I ask her, I was like, are you okay? And her response was, these shoes cost me $80. And I was like...
regular pretentious white shit,
I was like, okay. So she takes them off and then starts dancing with me. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is happening. And dancing, and then some dude tried to, like, pull her away near the end of the night, but then she didn't want to go with him, so I like pulled her the other way. Not like, you're mine, just kind of like, dude, chill. So I pulled her like across from me. She ended up in a group of friends that she was initially with, and she grabbed her shoes and went her merry way that night. And the girl literally just fell into me, which I find hilarious.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, because you were at the bar, so you probably didn't see in the mass of drunk college kids.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, she literally fell into me and then had to hold her shoes while she danced.
Yeah. Richard one-liners.
Yes, Richard one-liners. And then that ever happened, or do we have anything else?
I don't think there was anything else that we...
I mean, we can... we could talk about...
Uh-oh.
We could talk about, you remember Chris sticking his head in the freezer.
Oh my God! Okay, let's do Richard one-liners.
Richard, yeah, we've been teasing Richard one-liners. Richard, if you're listening, which I hope you are, I hope your life.
I miss you, dude.
Yeah,
come back into my life.
Come on, Sqwadcast.
Yeah, man, come hang out with us. Let's grab a drink. And for any other non-creepy listeners out there, if you guys want to come grab a drink with us too, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just...
like I said in a previous episode, I forget which one, it is an open forum.
Yeah.
So feel free to come on.
Don't fucking stab us in my own apartment.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
Yeah.
Today on Sqwadcast.
You smell like peaches.
Yeah, so one of our parties, we didn't have air conditioning.
Well, Richard one-liners.
No, Richard, that was the reason he said his one-liner. Because it was really hot.
Oh. I thought we were just going to talk about it in general. Oh, I guess this is a good segue.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hey, man, look, it's your show.
So it was really hot. We didn't have air conditioning. We invited a bunch of people over. We had a party. That was one of the better parts. Well, out of the three. That was one of the better ones.
Was it Halloween?
No, it was before Halloween,
no.
yeah. So Richard's wearing this button-down shirt. Kind of like this loose button-down shirt, not like a dress shirt. Like a loose button-down shirt.
Like a Cambry.
Yeah, and one of my friends, I knew her, but I knew her better through a friend. Name's Danielle, but she goes by Danny. It wasn't a dude named Danny. We were talking. I was sitting. We had like this bar countertop in our apartment, and I was sitting on the stool, like talking to Richard and Danny, and I think there was one other person there.
Jessica was on the other side.
Yeah, Jessica was there too, and a few people were in our kitchen. And I was sitting there, and it's like really hot because, like I said, we don't have air conditioning because it kept breaking like for the first 2 months we lived there, and it got really, really hot. And then he was also wearing a button down or had buttons on her blouse.
Yeah.
Type of deal. And it's really hot and like and Richard's like slowly unbuttoning his shirt just because it's so hot. Right? And Danny like looks at him and is like, are you gonna put another one off? And he goes, well, I will if you will. Like, no hesitation.
No.
Smooth
Didn't
AF.
even laugh after it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I think he had, like, that grin, though. That grin where you know you just did something.
Yeah, but, like, didn't laugh, though.
Are we going to mention Owen's girlfriend?
She wasn't a girlfriend. But, yeah, we'll get to that story, too.
No, not that. Like, his...
Oh my god. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yes.
Okay, I guess no holds barred on this podcast.
Dude, Owen, we love you to death.
Oh
dude.
yeah, Owen, you're a good guy.
But I mean, like, this is a
company.
stain in your history, and you gotta you gotta own up to this one. Even you are like,
yeah, you should laugh at your past.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're. I hope you're not with this girl anymore.
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's trolling the Tinder now.
As
far as I'm aware.
Name puns, man. Do it.
Corgi gifts, apparently. I don't know.
No, me and Robbie made a Tinder. Well, we didn't make a Tinder. Like, I made a Tinder, but Robbie helped, and I've been just, like, making stupid named puns. I made a Pangea pun.
This bitch don't know about Pangea. Brain gotta poop.
Anyway. Her name was... Her name was Gina, and I made a Pangea. Anyway. So, at this point...
Unbuttoning shirts.
No, this was during the day. This was like 11 in the morning.
Oh, we're going to his other one.
Yeah.
We got to finish that story though, because there's some.
There was more to that story.
Yeah, Chris.
Oh yeah. Okay, so. Well, that's a different part. Anyway, so I invited my friend Chris. Well, yeah, at the time he was part of the hiking group I was part of. I invited a bunch of people I talked to in the group. You know, So they come over, and he like hasn't been to a legit college party before.
Now, let me also preface this by saying there was a shit ton of people at at our place. There was a lot of people.
There was
like
a fair amount.
Dude, there was a lot of people. There was like 50, 60 people in our apartment.
So Chris is there, and he actually like brings snacks, which is actually kind of nice. And he thinks it's like a party where like we're gonna hang and chill and stuff. It's like a legit college party, and it gets really hot. Like I said, you know, Richard's unbuttoning people's shirts and.
His shirt. Let's not label Richard as a fucking like rapist here.
Yeah, I exaggerated that line. Yeah, and Chris like comes over to me in the kitchen and he's like, "It's really hot," and I was like, "Yeah, our air conditioning broke. We have all the windows open. We're trying to like cool down a little bit." And he doesn't say anything to that. Instead, he turns around, opens the freezer, and just sticks his head in to cool down. And he holds it for like 5 minutes. And then he, like, takes his head out. He's like, okay, that's better. I was like, whatever works, man.
And to kind of put him into the perspective, he was very socially awkward, right? Like, yeah. Let's just leave it there.
I have a lot of socially awkward friends.
Yeah, he brought, like, fucking movies and soda.
It was his first college party.
Yeah,
you know, he said he liked it when he left, but I guess
he didn't look like he was having fun.
He
was sitting next to the. Okay, we had like oh man, I don't want to give away our trade secret. Our ping pong, our beer pong. All right, well, you guys are gonna learn our awesome party improv beer pong. We didn't have a long enough table, but we had these. Like
we had these side tables.
Yeah.
But they weren't like typical side tables. They were like
really tall.
Yeah, tall and narrow.
Really tall.
So we set up 2 of those the length of a beer pong table.
Yeah, and roughly, we didn't like measure it.
Well, yeah, we didn't. This is a regulation asphalt. Always Sunny.
Yeah,
when he's
gotcha.
Playing the hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway, and so we put them out, and we had enough cups. And it was big enough to hold. I think we only did 6. We didn't do 10.
No, we did the full thing.
Did we do 10?
Oh,
okay.
yeah, dude.
So they're big enough to fit 10. And there was some space in front to, like, bounce it in if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And, like, space on the sides, like, up the triangle, you know, that, like, if you
There was adequate space.
If you wanted to put some English on the ping pong ball and, like, get a crazy bounce in. But it worked really well. We called it Island Pong.
And it also allowed for people to, like, move in between. Because, like, there wasn't a lot of space when there's people there. But we had a fan set up right next to the Island Pong. And Chris goes right up to the people playing ping pong, kneels down in front of the fan, and just, like, hugs the fan. Like, he's in front of the fan, just taking everything. Oh, my God, dude, so awkward. But we didn't want to tell him he had to go.
Well, no, we didn't want to kick him out.
Yeah.
He left around midnight, I would say.
Yeah.
Before
he just
people
looked
left.
really uncomfortable, you know?
Like I said, it's just something he didn't expect. It happens to all of us.
Yeah. Thanks for the soda, man.
Ben, mixers.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know what happened.
He brought Hawaiian Punch and Mountain Dew or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure it got used at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
There was a lot of fucking people at that party.
So, Richard's next one-liner. We were sitting at
Einstein's.
Einstein's Bagels on campus, and there's glass windows that overlook the part of campus we lived. And our dorm, there's a ramp that comes from our dorm that leads kind of towards Einstein's, but then you can turn out of it. It's not directly into Einstein. There's a fair amount of space, right?
And two separate buildings.
Two separate, yeah. And it's me, Blake, and Richard sitting, eating our breakfast, lunch. It's 11 in the morning, and we're having bagels. And it's a Friday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a weekday.
Mm-hmm. It was a Friday.
So, yeah, it was a Friday. And Owen comes out. And at this time, Owen was dating a high school senior.
Mm-hmm.
And
Owen was a junior.
He was a junior.
In college.
Yep. RA.
Yep.
In college. Teach their own.
Yeah.
And he comes out. And I think, Blake, you said it. He was like, oh, he's off to meet his girlfriend. And Richard, without a pause or hesitation, just goes, oh, must be a half day.
Died at that time. Died laughing. Richard is the funniest motherfucker I think I've ever met in my entire life. Well, okay, there's a couple people that compete with that title. Robbie's one of them.
It's the type of humor.
Yeah.
He's quiet, but always has something to say, Richard.
Yeah. He's quiet, but when he says something, it's gold.
It's gold, Jerry. Gold.
Gold.
Yeah.
I miss Richard.
Baby, come back.
Yeah.
So...
We
gotta have it, Robbie. The oyster line is too.
Yeah, that's a quick one. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a really quick one. So speaking of one-liners, Robbie, you're being called out because this is hands down the funniest thing you've ever said in front of me. You've said some pretty funny things. To set the scene, we are at Blake's apartment. Blake is on the beanbag chair.
I don't know, dude.
You're on the end. I know that. You're on the end. It was Robbie, and then Kelvin was on the end of the couch, and then I was on the other couch, and then our friend Lindsay is next to me, and me and Kelvin are playing this NHL game, this downloadable NHL 3-on-3
hockey
animated. Oh my god!
Look, Owen just got on. Anyway,
yeah. So it's a really fun game. Me and Kelvin are playing it. Kelvin's like, I got really good at it because I used to play it when me and Blake lived together. I used to play a lot.
Yeah, we played it a lot.
So I got pretty good at it. So Kelvin was dead set on beating me. And Lindsay was talking about being wine drunk. Don't know how we got on this subject. But she talked about being wine drunk, and she mentioned how it gets you horny. And Robbie says, I had an oyster once. Which all of us are just like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
And Robbie looks around. He's like, yeah, aren't they're aphrodisiacs, right? He's like, eat the oyster, get the clam. Me and Kelvin dropped our Xbox controllers because we were laughing so hard. Everybody died except Robbie, who just had that satisfying grin.
Yep. We love you, Robbie.
Yeah.
Never leave my life. Okay. We've reached the climax.
Oh.
We're on the edge of our seat.
So where do we start with this
I'm seeing stars. I'm about to... Alright. God.
I don't know how to start this story.
I think I do. Okay, so this was around a very weird time for me with my job.
That was a weird sound.
Yeah.
I meant to say ah, but I didn't.
Oh.
I combined ah and oh. Oh.
So, I'm not going to get into it, but
That's
like,
a whole
that's a
story.
ridiculous story that I don't think anyone really gives a shit about, honestly.
That's a whole other story.
There was a weird situation going on with my job at the time when I was an RA. And Jessica, being one of my best friends, we went over because, like, we were just going to, like, get out and...
Should we say the cast of characters so we can...
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean...
So, it's me, Blake, Jessica. We've established that.
Uh-huh.
Our friend Hannah.
Uh-huh.
Her friend Meg. Visiting from Ohio State.
Uh-huh. Namdi, Eric.
Well, they didn't come out with that.
No,
I
but,
guess.
I
Okay,
mean,
yes.
like, we can establish
Namdi
the
and Eric
story.
were, yeah.
Because we went and got sushi all together earlier.
That didn't have anything to do with it.
No, but...
Okay. And
that
Jessica,
happened, then we...
And did Jessica... No. Jessica just came out by herself, yeah.
But that wasn't the time when they were having an
No,
argument.
but I mean, I thought they came out with us. But
Yeah, no, they didn't.
I specifically remember them staying.
One of her roommates had her boyfriend there, and then the
Yeah.
other one, I don't fucking know.
Just stayed.
Yeah. So we all decided to go out that day.
Yeah. It was like a week before spring break, I think. I think it was a weekend before spring break.
Could have been.
I think so.
Probably was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, okay, so to also...
So many awkward pauses during the Sqwadcast.
Yeah, because, like, I don't remember the very beginning part, because, like, all the juice is towards the end of this story.
I remember... Okay.
I was calling
going on
Jessica,
half
like,
memory.
over and over again, like, hey, let's go out tonight, like, let's do
remember
something.
we convinced Jessica to come out.
Yeah.
Because we were all stressed.
Yeah.
And... but originally, Meg was in town, so Hannah wanted to celebrate, but they weren't 21 yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were both freshmen at the time. So, I went over their room. Well...
I was on the phone with Jessica.
Yeah, on the phone, / getting ready, / whatever.
Yeah.
So, I had a beer in the door.
Okay, like, what the fuck are they going to do?
True.
You were 21.
Yeah, that's true. So, I had a beer. And we went in
with Meg and
Hannah.
Meg and
like
Hannah.
It's the three of us, like, chilling in Hannah's room.
Yeah.
And we, they had vodka birthday cake, I think. It was the worst vodka I've ever tasted in my life. I'm pretty sure it was, like, Pinnacle birthday cake.
Ugh.
Sorry, Hannah and or Meg, whoever bought it.
Don't do it again.
It was horrible. I do remember, like, tasting that. I was like, ugh. Anyway, so I remember we took a shot of that, and I was drinking my beer, and then I think I took another shot, and then I think Blake, you called me or texted me and said, hey, like, we're going out. Well, we're going to Jessica's first to pregame, but Hannah and Meg can come with us because we're just pregaming. So we head on over. I remember I had my backpack with me with textbooks
there was definitely
made out of alcohol.
Typical college
I enjoyed
shit. Who
making things super awkward. Anyway, yeah, so I had my my backpack full of beer. And we went to Jessica's, and I didn't know Jessica at the time. This was the first night I met Jessica.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, it was, because I had no idea who she was. Kept talking about help. And I was like,
Love you, Jessica.
It's been a while for you to come back.
Yeah.
I know I texted you about Sqwadcast. So, yeah. Anyway.
Dude, we gotta get Jessica on this thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that happen. I haven't talked to her in a while.
So, yeah, this was the first night I met Jessica. And we're in her apartment, which is a fairly big apartment.
Yeah.
And me, Hannah, and Meg are just kind of chilling. They have, like, this... the apartment comes with, like, this dining table
like a really big, like
big
dining
round
table.
So we're kind of off to the side. Blake,
Yeah.
you knew Jessica and you knew the other people there.
Yeah. So I went and sat on the couch and I was telling them a story about my job.
Yeah, because they're
And Eric and the rest of them were over on the...
Yeah.
Did Eric come out with us that night?
I don't think
No, yes, he did. He
definitely
absolutely did.
because I fell on him
No, you
in
didn't.
the street.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, so Hannah and Meg they're getting ready to go. Like, you're finishing up telling them what's happening with your job.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I spilled a beer because I think I was looking at Hannah because maybe she was saying something and my hand-eye coordination just failed me. And I, like, got half my beer in and half on my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like I think it was the blue dress shirt I
Mm-hmm.
sometimes wear. So I spilled on that. So I had to go back to the dorm. And Hannah and Meg were going back anyway. So I was just like, okay, we'll walk. I'll change my shirt. And I was like, Blake, just let me know, like, when you get back to the dorm, and I'll meet you outside. So we get back to Hannah's room with Meg, and we take another shot, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was still
I
at
think,
Jessica's place this entire
like I
time.
said, this story is being told on half memory. So, take a shot, and then I, like, went to... Oh, okay. What I did was I had my shirt that I was changing into, I think at my bathroom sink, with my beer. And I, like, took off the shirt that I had on and then spilled again.
Onto the new shirt.
The new shirt that I was, like... I'm pretty sure it was, like, on but not buttoned yet. So I spilled it again.
And
at this point,
while this is happening,
everything's hitting me, like the shots and the beers, because this is like my fourth beer and fourth shot.
And while all this is happening, Jessica and I have moved on from her place, and we're now in the lobby of our building waiting for Tim.
Yeah.
Okay?
So I get a call from Blake, and I was like, hey. And he was like, so we're outside, like, come out. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just changing my shirt. And he's like, again? I was like, yeah. So I'm on shirt number 3. I put it on. Meet downstairs.
You definitely went and took another shot with them right before you left.
Like I said, half memory. I took another shot.
Pretty sure you did.
Because friends. Yeah.
To friendship.
And I remember coming out of the lobby drunk.
Yeah.
I remember like, ooh. Kind of like walking out of the elevator, and then it's like, ugh. I remember walking out of our dorm, and the next thing I remember is being on the dance floor at the place. I do not remember the walk, which is like half an hour.
It was the 3 of us.
4.
No. It's just 3 of us at this point.
Oh,
I think we met Eric there or something.
He didn't come with us? He definitely walked
He
past
wasn't.
us.
He definitely wasn't in the.
Okay.
He might have come down the elevator with you.
No, I definitely came down by myself.
Well, Jessica and I were definitely in the lobby ourselves.
Okay.
I think we might have called him and told him to come out like later or something.
Maybe. I don't know how. Who knows?
Anyway, the 3 of us walked to the bars, right?
And I remember Jessica ordering, because at the time they were doing the 2-for-1 deal. And Jessica ordered.
Eric was definitely with us at some point.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but Eric was there
he was just there.
The bar. Jessica ordered 2 screwdrivers, gave one to me. I like to think I offered to pay.
No, you didn't. No. She definitely said, I'm not going to finish both of these. Here you go, Tim.
Okay. This is why I have Blake.
Yeah.
So I remember downing it.
Yeah.
I do remember that
Slammed it.
Yeah. And I think she ordered another one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, ordered another one. I also downed that.
Yeah.
Then I remember being, like, in the middle of the dance floor.
Hold on. Before that, hold on. We need to establish how drunk you were. We were outside sitting in the...
Oh, see, I don't remember this part.
From the story from before when we were describing the layout of the thing, we were at the outside, like, patio area. The outside dance floor thing right before the patio. and there's like a bunch of like benches and shit. We were sitting in the corner, and Eric joined us, and he had 2 beers in him, or 2 beers like with him, and he was like, "Here you go, Tim. You can have the other one." Tim drank that too. Okay.
See, don't remember that part.
I do.
I do not.
Then we ended up moseying on inside so we could go and dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the 4 of us dancing. I hear the DJ say, "When the bass drops, put your hands up." And I make eye contact with Eric, trying to send him a telepathic message saying, "I am putting my hands up, you should do the same." And I found out that night I don't have telepathic powers.
Surprisingly.
I heard the bass drop, and I shout my hands up, and I'm just like, "Yeah!" Nobody else on the dance floor put their hands up. So just me in the middle of the dance floor, hands like fully extended, going crazy.
And this was the night that Kermit was invented.
Yeah. So now there's now a scale, which I think there's a flaw in the system because now I'm conscious of the scale.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's still funny. The more drunker I get, the higher my arms go. And what was the warning level? Like, head level was like, okay.
Yeah, once you got to, like, shoulder.
Yeah, like, and not, like, playful. Like, if I'm steadily having my hands, like, in flail in front of me, it's a scale for my friends to...
But, just like Kermit, when he does the, when his hands are flopping in the air, that was Tim in that moment. The only one.
Only one in the entire dance floor.
Yup.
So I remember...
That's not going to be annoying on the recording at all.
So I remember somehow getting... Oh, wait, no. I do remember being on the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. And...
Long story short, we danced on the night away, whatever, and then last call, and we were all leaving, okay? Yeah. Jessica's drunk. Tim is...
This is the worst I've ever been. By far. And I don't think I've gotten close to that level.
No. Eric was like, he might have been drunk. I don't know.
That's so hard to tell with him.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're walking down. We're walking home. And there was like some construction in the area. And Tim was walking on the patch of grass between like a street and the sidewalk. And he ends up... It's kind of like a slightly sloped, like, grassy patch. And Tim is, like, talking with us and ends up just fucking falling face first into the fucking street. And Eric's like, "Oh my fucking God." Before Eric even gets to Tim shoots up.
I do remember that.
Like a fucking Jack-in-the-Box. And he's like, "I'm okay, guys. Don't worry about it." We're like, what the
I remember hitting the street. From my memory, I hit the street. You say face first. Face first. Face first. I thought it was back first. I don't know.
It could have been. I don't
remember
that
it
very
being on
clearly.
my back, but my memory is not the best to prove this story. And then I remember kind of doing like rocking back, and then just using my momentum to get back up.
Yeah.
I like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, like some kind of fucking ninja or something.
Shawn Michaels always like shot up near the end of a big match.
Yeah.
Leg kick. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I remember. And then cones happened.
Yeah. So we get like closer to our dorms area, and like I said, there was construction in the area, like a lot of construction on this road. So there was like a bunch of cones. And Jessica, for whatever reason, just being Jessica,
just being
adorable
Jessica in all her glory,
grabs one of the cones and goes, "Oh my God, cones!" Like super excited. And as she picks up the one cone, there was another little tinier cone on the inside. And she sees the smaller cone and freaks out. She's like, "Oh my God, baby cone!" So Tim grabs one of the other big cones And she's like, oh my god, look, it's like the mommy and daddy cone made a little baby cone. And they proceed to carry the cones all the way back to their dorm. Tim drops his, but Jessica brings it all the way. And she's like, I'm gonna bring this to my room. I'm like, the security guard's never gonna let you fucking take that upstairs. And she's like, yeah, they will. I'm a CC worker. They know me. I'm like, all right, dude, like, good luck with that. We ended up saying bye to Jessica, and then we went upstairs, and...
Well, hold on.
Oh,
went
did I miss
upstairs, and then Hannah and Meg came out of their room, well, Hannah's room, and was like, they had shots or something, and they're like, we're going to Duncan! So, Duncan's on the other side where we were. This is what I remember.
Okay, hold on. We got here. Hannah opened up the door. Tim darted in, and I went...
No.
What? I didn't go to Duncan with you guys.
Right, that's what I'm saying. This was before...
that's the last I saw of you that night, and that's what I was trying to establish.
Hannah and Megan came out.
You went into the door, dude. Like, trust.
I remember going to Duncan.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I saw him go into their room, and then I went, okay, I'm going to sleep, and I went to my room.
It's like 2:30 in the morning at this point.
I went to sleep.
We walked back after last call, and then Hannah and Megan came back out. Well, we all came out, and John.
Not me. I wasn't there.
Well, yeah, not Blake. We lost Blake.
Yeah.
And
I went sleep.
Our other friend from our floor was there because he wasn't 21 either, and we walk to the other side of campus where Dunkin' Donuts is. That's 24 hours. And I remember everybody's in Dunkin' Donuts like, oh, Dunkin', like donuts or like coffee or whatever. I order one apple juice from the vending machine. Not like an actual vending machine, but like the cooler they have everything in. And I order one apple juice because that's what I was feeling. And I had an apple juice, and we walked back, and that's it.
Yeah, Tim went to sleep.
I went to sleep, and in the morning, I don't know if you know this part or not, I threw up in a trash can.
Didn't know that.
Yep. I walked out of my room to try to get breakfast because West Village breakfast on Saturdays.
The communal trash can you threw up in? I'm pretty sure I figured out that I didn't know it was him, but I knew that I was like, the floor smells like throw up.
Because I woke up and I was like, okay. Like,
not feeling this walking thing, though.
No, but I felt like, okay, could be worse. Because, like I said, this was the worst I've ever been. Even worse than my 21st birthday party. And I thought I was a fish at one point on my 21st birthday party. And this was worse. So I wake up and I'm like, okay, just get food and everything will be okay. And I make it to the elevator and there's a trash can and my brain just goes,
reject.
Yeah, just trash can, throw up. And it was this, and I went back to bed because I couldn't make it down the elevator. And I think I woke up at like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Now, unfortunately, there was one story that we missed. No, you don't remember the ones that we were talking about?
I mean...
Brad. We missed another one with Brad.
Oh.
Not that bad? No. And then there was...
Not worth a revisit.
Yeah.
Kermit is...
And then we missed Orange Juice.
Yeah. That was just an awkward...
That's a quick one. I think they're both pretty quick ones.
Okay, it'll be like the post-credit scene.
Yeah. These are two nice quick ones for you guys. We climax. Now we're just going to kind of...
Brad are you talking?
Okay, we climaxed, and we all achieved orgasm at the same time. Now we're cuddling.
Yep, post-quarter.
This is the cuddle puddle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cuddle puddle. That just sounds dirty.
The Brad one when you woke up and got breakfast.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot. Okay, so yeah, we lived in an apartment, and the way it was set up, there were two sides. There was me and Blake's bedroom, and then our two other roommates' bedroom on the other side, and there were doors that closed
off the sections.
Yeah, off the section. So it was like there was a door that closed off our bedrooms and bathrooms on either side, and we had a futon set up under our window. Which, if you walk in our door, the window is on the far wall. We had a futon underneath that window. We had other stuff set up, but that doesn't.
And then there was a couch,
Yeah.
which
There was a couch. But...
which is
No,
pertinent
I
to
thought
the
he was on
story.
the futon.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was on the couch. Okay. So this was a normal.
It was like a fucking Wednesday or something.
No, it was definitely. It was like a Friday or Saturday. I don't think they
In the
went out
morning.
on Wednesdays, unless it was. No, it was like 10 in the morning.
Yeah, Friday in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
They might have gone out like Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night or. Yeah. So it was morning, and it was. I want to say it was a Saturday because I feel unless I didn't have class that day or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just woke up like I would normally wake up, like I didn't have an alarm or anything. And I woke up, and I went into the kitchen, and I opened up a cabinet and grabbed a cereal bowl, and I opened up another cabinet and grabbed some cereal. I'm not being particularly quiet. I'm not being loud per se.
But like an average,
Yeah,
like
just like I open up
noises.
a cabinet and I close it, and I look over, and Brad is staring at me, and he's like, "Oh, hey, dude." Casual. And I'm just like, "Hey." And he's like, "Yeah, we went out last night and I just crashed here." I figured that part out. Brad's dorm was across ours. It was literally down the hill.
Yeah.
Which you have to get up the hill.
Yeah, you need
get
to pass
ours.
his dorm to get
Yeah,
to
so
our
I don't
place.
know how that was it. And he just goes, "Alright," and just falls back asleep on the couch. I was like, well, I was not informed this was going to happen, so I'm just going to eat my cereal because I already poured it, and I'm not going to care.
It's just so awkward.
Just going to eat my cereal, and I put my bowl in the sink/dishwasher, and I made average sounds. I didn't try to be quiet. I think I actually tried to be a little louder.
Yeah, fuck you, Brad.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other story.
Yeah, okay.
Orange.
So another story that involved Jessica. I think that's like 3 stories she's involved in.
Yeah.
So we went to Jessica. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That year was fun. We went to Jessica. I think this was.
This is UV.
Was it UV?
For sure. Yeah, because she was at the apartment
I thought it was down the road.
style. Yeah, she was living there.
No, she was in Millennium when we were in UV. I thought this kid had the orange.
Oh,
shoes,
this
too.
might have been the next year.
Yeah, I think it was before that. Yeah. I think it was the year you turned 21.
She was in Millennium senior year.
Yeah, I think it was the year before that.
Yeah, it was Tasman.
I thought you said year after that.
Oh, whatever,
Anyway,
dude. Doesn't matter.
Whatever, yeah. We were in Jessica's apartment, and there was a group of people, and the plan was for me, Blake, and Jessica to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And we did, but this kid kind of tagged along.
So, like, this dude was obsessed with Jessica.
Okay. I didn't know. I don't remember his
And
name.
he was like a fucking, like one of her neighbor, like the upstairs neighbor or
Oh.
something. And he was like hanging out with them and they were drinking. And she was like, all right, I'm going to go. Didn't say like I'm going to go out or anything like that. And like we were all trying to leave. And he's like, oh, I'm coming with you guys. And we were like, no. But like we didn't tell him.
I think we actually like made no point to tell him what was going on. He just kind of tagged along.
Yeah, he just like started kind of following us.
Yeah.
And
somehow, I don't know how this happened. He grabbed like a 6-pack of like 12-ounce orange juices.
yeah, like a Tropicana, like
And we
case.
get to one of the entrances to the bar, and the bouncer is like, "You can't bring that in," and he uses the excuse, "Oh, well, I'm diabetic, so..."
which he was.
Yeah, okay, I shouldn't say an excuse, but like,
Yeah, but
tried to milk it. And
he carried a 6-pack
it's a
all the way
6-pack
to
of
the
orange juice. Like, it's not
the
even
bar.
like, yeah, which is a good walk.
wrapped, like cellophane wrapped and everything,
Yeah,
with like the cardboard
like
box
off the
that
shelf
like held the
of
bottom.
Costco.
Yeah,
Like,
carried
and-
straight up carried that all the way to the bars. And before we left, we were like, "Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to get in with that dude."
He's
like,
oh, no.
he's like, "No, like it's a medical condition. They have to." I'm like, no, they don't." But
yeah. So
whatever.
Yeah, the bouncer's like, "You can't bring that in." He's like, "But I'm diabetic. Like this is just in case." He's like, "You can't bring that in." And the dude's like, "Well, can I like leave it like next to you?" And the bouncer's like, "You can, but I'm not gonna do anything." And he's like, "So if I leave it out here, you're like." Keep watch over it. He's like, "Nah, if it gets stolen, it's not my fault." And he was like, "Oh man, I guess I can't bring this in." And like me and Blake are already in at this point. We show him our IDs and we're like in the bar watching this unfold. And he was like, "Oh man, I guess I gotta walk back." And then Jessica ended up walking him back.
Yeah, because she's a super nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
she's a nice person. But it was too late to come back. It was kind of like we already left kind of late.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was too late to walk back because, like I said, it's a fair walk. So
yeah,
me and Blake just ended up chilling.
Yeah. Dude, that guy was weird.
Yeah.
Whatever your name was, like John or Frank, whatever the fuck. Don't do that again. Don't ever wrap anyone up into that situation. And like also like you're trying to impress this girl and like get in them jeans and you fucking bring a 6-pack of Tropicana out to the bars with you. Like, that's not the way to impress someone. And I get that you have a medical condition or whatever, but here's a newsflash. Bars sell juice. If you needed sugar that bad.
They have juice available.
Yeah. They're not going to let you die.
Did you think cranberry vodkas were made with actual cranberries?
Yeah.
Just vodka.
Screwdrivers are just vodka with a Phillips head like jammed in it. No, dude. I hope you enjoyed our little cuddle session.
Oh. Next time. Yeah, so that is episode 13. Until next time. We don't really have a proper send-off, do we?
No.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. Sqwadcast out.
Yeah.